Hello, looks like just you so far then, Jill. Quiz for one. Hello, Mick. You got a problem? Yeah. No, Jill. I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. Jill's in. Okay. Uh, no, well, strangely, I've only got Jill. I haven't got anyone else. I don't know. You haven't got any Scott or anybody on your lot then? Oh, Scott's saying found you. So maybe there's something wrong with that link. Let me have a look. 9JX capital HU GTWQ4C. You don't? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it should. Oh, right. Okay. Well, obviously, Scott's. Yeah. Sorry. Anne's saying it's not on there either. Oh, no, it's on now. Anne's got it on TV. Hang on. Scott, the link works, but there's 5 or 6 options if you don't use the link. Oh, right. Has it been set up a lot of times? I had a lot of problems with the link tonight. Is there more than one option, Mick? Obviously, Scott said there's 5 or 6 options. Try the very last one if there is. I had a lot of trouble setting it up. It wouldn't link in tonight. That's why the thing was so late coming through. Yeah, Scott's saying about 6. But it wasn't telling me that the link was working. It kept saying that this won't work. So I kept setting up a new one. Yeah. it's that's all right. It's They all say they're waiting for me. Right. Let me see if I can go back onto YouTube. See if I can get on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. All right. No problems then, mate. Cheers. Scott says they all say they're waiting for me. All right. There must be others. How can I deal with that then? I don't think I can now. I've gone live. Oh, Linda's in now. So Dave, just Dave. There's only Dave to come. Mick should be in. So we see me on the screen. So I've only gone live on one of them. Yeah, as I was saying, there was problems setting up. Yeah, sorry everybody, there was problems setting it up tonight. It just wouldn't link in, and it's just obviously giving me loads of feeds, which I'm not sure I can do much about now. The one you've gone live on isn't showing on our TV. I've got 7 people watching, Scott. So not sure what's happened tonight. The problem is now I've gone live, I can't go back and delete the others without doing a whole problem. I have to end the stream and delete those. I don't think there's any way of doing it. Have I gone off screen? Seems as Anne's got it on TV. Mick may be on shortly. Mick and Dave. Mick. Hi, Mick. Got you. Just right, so I've gone quiet, just having a look, see whether Dave sent any messages or not. I haven't seen anything. Dave's having problems, right? Linda's saying Dave's having problems. Yeah, it's probably me. Cock up the last one completely. Yeah. I'm getting some people watching it. Just I'll give Dave a couple of minutes before we get going. There's no more updates I need to tell you. As far as we know, even with the new rule, we're still doing the quiz in October at the club. Evening. All right. Thanks, Jill. There's a lot of background noise tonight. It's because we got the door wide open at the back, so there might be a bit of background cars and aeroplanes and helicopters or whatever. I'll give him another couple of minutes, but he can always catch up if he does finally find out out of work he's remote. He's on a. I just sent him the link, so hopefully if he's on his iPad he can pick it up. But there you go. So I hope everybody's okay. Okay. Tell him to come and join you then, Linda. Tell him to walk across the road. I'll give him another couple of minutes and then we'll have to start anyway, I think. A lot of old questions tonight, a bit like me. I thought it was the last one. We'll make it fairly basic. And the last round's all about last for now, in some shape or form. What's wrong? Is there loads there? Yeah.
They all say upcoming event apart from one which is live.
Okay, so Dave's just got to find the live one. Hopefully he can do that. Yeah, I think I've got probably some others. Yeah, but I didn't know they were there. Anne's just saying to me I just needed to delete them, but I just didn't know they were there because it wasn't coming up on the screen. It just says create stream, and it wasn't saying this stream's not been created. I was having trouble. Anyway, okay. He might even win even if he misses out the first round because he says to me, told me he's so clever. But well, I'll start anyway, and we'll see how it goes. He can, if he does get in eventually, he can probably catch up by the time I show the answers on the screen. I'll give him an extra couple of minutes. So due to my fault, we're a little bit late starting. Anyway, okay then. Here we go. Question number 1, round number 1. Nice and easy start. What's the common name for tetanus? One of the old questions we've had loads of times. What is the common name for tetanus? Something I should probably suffer from. All right. Question number 2. Who was the first elected mayor of London? Who was the first elected mayor of London? It's all in our lifetime. Anne said it wasn't Dick Whittington then. Don't think he was elected. I think his cat voted him in. Question 3. Which film saw a maverick flying with a goose? Question 3. Which film saw a maverick flying with a goose? I trust Steve and Viv are having a good time in Crete before I have to come back and self-isolate. But the weather we're having over here is probably just as warm. Question number 4. Pope Benedict XVI became the first pope to do what in almost 600 years? Pope Benedict XVI. Sorry. That was Anne killing the spider. Sorry about that. Pope Benedict XVI became the first pope to do what in almost 600 years? We have a spider splattered all over the living room floor. Sorry. Right. Question number 5. Who's in charge of the Nautilus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Who was in charge of the Nautilus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? He's got more than a headache, Jill, trust me. In fact, all his legs hurt, all his head hurts, and there's not a lot left of him. Right, so who's in charge of Nautilus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Question 6. In which sport do all team members bar one move backwards? In which sport do all team members bar one move backwards? Scott's asked if you used a sledgehammer. Jill says, well done, Anne. Will there be an autopsy? I don't think there's enough left for an autopsy. I think he's dead. Oh dear. The things that go on in the background, when you're trying to do a quiz. Right, get it serious. Question 7. Which country is the world's largest producer of wool? WOOL. Which country is the world's largest producer of wool? Cat's nocturnal, Scott. He sleeps all day and only comes out at night. And if he saw a spider, he couldn't be bothered. Can't be bothered with most things, our cat. Question 8. What nationality was the first man to do a spacewalk? Question number 8. What nationality was the first man to do a spacewalk? Question number 9. In transport, Griffin, Apache, and Merlin are all what? In transport, Griffin, Apache, and Merlin are all what? And finally, question number 10. You'll see this on the screen, but I'll try and read it the best I can. Ingar Campard grew up on a farm called Elmterid in his hometown of Angoumarad. What company did he create? But you'll see it on the screen. It might be easier for you. Ingar Campard grew up on a farm called Elmterad in his hometown of Angoumarad. What company did he create? So here we go. Let's put a round 1 quiz up on the screen. So you can see 10 on there. So question 1, what is the common name for tetanus? Question 2, who was the first elected mayor of London? Question 3, which film saw a maverick flying with a goose? Question 4, Pope Benedict XVI became the first pope to do what in almost 600 years? Question 5, who was in charge of the Nautilus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Question 6, in which sport do all team members bar one move backwards? Question 7, which country is the world's largest producer of wool? Question 8, what nationality was the first man to do a spacewalk? 9, in transport, Griffin, Apache and Merlin are all what? And as you see, 10, Ingvar Kamprad grew up on a farm called Elmterid in his hometown of Agunarid. What company did he create? I assume Dave's given up the ghost and didn't want to come and join you then, Linda, so I guess he's decided not to make it. So, okay then, here we go through. Let's go through the answers then. Question 1, what is the common name for tetanus? Well, that's lockjaw. 2, who was the first elected mayor of London? That was Ken Livingstone. Question 3, which film saw a maverick flying with a goose? That was Top Gun. Pope Benedict became the first pope in almost 600 years to resign. It was Captain Nemo who was in charge of the Nautilus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. In which sport do all team members bar one move backwards? That's, of course, rowing. Which country is the world's largest producer of wool? That's Australia. What nationality was the first man to do a spacewalk? He was Russian. It was Alexei Leonov. In transport, Griffey, Apache and Merlin are all types of helicopter. And Ingvar Kamprad grew up and he created IKEA. So there we go then. So Lockjaw, Ken Livingstone, Top Gun, Resign, Captain Nemo, Rowing, Australia, Russian, helicopters, well, not highlighted in red, and IKEA, or as you can see where all the letters came from for his company. Okay, no doubt scores are coming through. Scott's got 10. Hey, well done, Scott. Didn't think it was mixed. 8, Linda 10. Haven't heard back from Dave. Jill 6. Well, it's just the elite playing tonight. That's what I like to see. All these reprobates. I'll send Dave all the questions another day. But so, and Tracy. Hello, Scott. Hello, Tracy. How's Leo? And how's Scott? They tell me that they've got a bit of little bit of lurgy tonight. So hopefully you're feeling better. My quiz won't do anything to improve you for sure, but there you go. All right. Let's take these down then. Here we go. It's me again. All right then. Moving on to round 2. Right, question 1. Holyrood House is the Queen's official Scottish residence. What does Holyrood mean? Holyrood. Holyrood House is the Queen's official Scottish residence. What does Holyrood mean? Question 2. What is the main spirit in a white lady cocktail? Question 2. What is the main spirit in a white lady cocktail? Question 3. I think we've all probably been to most of these, but question 3. Come to Good, Mousehole and Indian Queens are place names in which English county? So Come to Good, Mousehole and Indian Queens are place names in which English county? Question number 4. In which year in the 30s did Adolf Hitler come to power in Germany? In which year in the 30s did Adolf Hitler come to power in Germany? So you're on the hard stuff tonight, Diet Coke. He says coughing and killing himself. And no, there's nothing in it. No Bacardi, no vodka, no nothing. Question 5. Who played Peggy in Heidi High? Who played Peggy in Heidi High? Question number 6. In which decade was the Open University established? In which decade was the Open University established? Question number 7. Which TV drama serial was set at 165 Eaton Place? So question 7, which TV drama serial was set at 165 Eaton Place? Question number 8, something we probably won't celebrate this year. Question 8, what do we normally call St. Stephen's Day? Question 8, what do we normally call St. Stephen's Day? So I'm looking around just in case there are any more spiders. I don't want to jump out my skin again. Question number 9. Mount Cook is the highest mountain in which Commonwealth country? Question 9. Mount Cook is the highest mountain in which Commonwealth country? And finally, question 10. Got a choice on this one. I've had this before, but see if you can remember. In which European city was the Halle Orchestra formed? That's Halle. Was it Berlin, Manchester, Paris, or Vienna? So, in which European city was the Halle Orchestra formed? Was it Berlin, Manchester, Paris, or Vienna? There we go then. Round 2. Recap. It's recap time. So Holyrood House is the Queen's official Scottish residence. What does Holyrood mean? Question 2. What is the main spirit in a White Lady cocktail? 3. Come to Good, Mousehole and Indian Queens are place names in which English county? Question 4. In which year in the 1930s did Adolf Hitler come to power in Germany? 5. Who played Peggy in Heidi High? 6. In which decade was the Open University established? Question 7. Which TV drama serial was set at 165 Eaton Place? Question 8. What do we normally call St. Stephen's Day? 9. Mount Cook is the highest mountain in which Commonwealth country? And 10. In which European city was the Halle Orchestra formed? Berlin, Manchester, Paris, or Vienna? I'll give you a minute or so on those, and then we'll give you an answers. I'm sure they're not too difficult this time. Maybe a guess of the year might be a little bit out, but generally I think they're all standard, fairly standard type quiz questions. Interlude. That's my interlude music. Okay then, answers to round 1, round 2 even. I've done round 1, I think. Holyrood House is the Queen's official Scottish residence. What does Holyrood mean? It means Holy Cross. 2. What is the main spirit in a White Lady cocktail? That's gin. Come to Good, Mousehole and Indian Queens are all place names in Cornwall. In which year in the 30s did Adolf Hitler come to power in Germany? That was 1933. 1933. Who played Peggy in Heidi High? That was Sue Pollard. 6. In which decade was the Open University established? It was the 1960s. 1969 to be precise. So, yeah, could have been the 60s or 70s, but it was 1960s. Which TV drama serials was set at 165 Eaton Place? That was Upstairs, Downstairs. 8. What do we normally call St. Stephen's Day? That's Boxing Day. Mount Cook is the highest mountain in New Zealand. And the Halle Orchestra was formed in 1857 in Manchester. So, give you the answers up on the screen quickly. There we go. Holy Cross, gin, Cornwall, 1933, Sue Pollard, 1960s, Upstairs, Downstairs, Boxing Day, New Zealand, and Manchester in 1857. Pictures tonight, straight away. Only 5 on that one, Scott. God. The Lurgy's caught in, or the Budweiser. Linda 7, Mick 6. Okay. Yeah, a bit tough for that round. Okay. That's what quizzes are all about. 10 in the first round and 5 in the second. Makes it nice and even. Right. As I say, pictures are straight off of the internet. So there might be 1 or 2 tough ones in there because I'm not. But I just don't have time to put the pictures together at the moment, I'm afraid. So here we go. Tonight's pictures, they are all about drinks. So some of them are maybe names of drinks, a little bit of license on some of them. Some of them are just things that obviously see people make up. So just have a look. So some of them are a little bit more obvious than others. There's a couple of cocktails in there. 11 is a bit of it looks like someone crying, but it's not crying, it's something else. I'll leave you to try and suss them out, but I'll give you a good 5 minutes on these. There's probably, you can probably whip through and do about 8 or 9 of them straight away, and then the others are just play on words. So I'll leave you to do that for a little while, and I'm going to put myself on mute. Okay, back in the room. If you haven't been read the notes I put through a clue for 14. I just said that ignore what the products are. Just go and have a look. They are a type or a particular, and then you just add the letter from the box. Scott said he didn't understand it, so I did put a note through. But if you haven't been reading your notes because you've been concentrating on pictures or looking at them on the telly, then that's what it is. I didn't think 11 was particularly good either, but it looks like someone crying, but it's not crying. It's another form of moaning, really. But something we will have a glass of probably every now and again. So, right, coming up, another 30 seconds, and then I'll give you the answers. Okay, everybody, here we go then with the answers. Finished or not, we can get on with the last couple of rounds then. Answer to number 1, it's tea. Number 2 is Red Bull. Number 3 is Bloody Mary. 4, obviously 1664, it's Kronenberg. Number 5 is Dr. Pepper. Number 6 is a whiskey and a key, whiskey. 7 is a cocktail, Sex on the Beach. 8, and in trouble with this one, but it's a pair of teeth. A pair of teeth. 9 is just quite simply Beck's. Trying to sort out Beckham, but it's Beck's. 10, Southern Comfort, couple of beds under the Southern sign. 11, I didn't think was a particularly good clue, but it's wine. Number 12, obviously Sherry Blair, so it's Sherry. And 13 is Keith Lemon, so it's lemon with a first aid sign, so a lemonade. Right, 14, it's Brand E, so brandy was 14. So, you know, cornflakes, so it was just a type of, it was a brand, brandy. Hopefully some of you might have got it after the clue. And the last one is what we get from a cow, which is milk, and he's next to a shake. So it's milkshake. As I say, they come straight off the internet. I don't have a lot of control because it's PDF and I can't do much about them. So we will take those down, run the pictures answers for you. Tea, Red Bull, Bloody Mary, Kronenberg, Dr. Pepper, whiskey, Sex on the Beach, aperitif, Beck's, Southern Comfort, wine, sherry, lemonade, brandy, and milkshake. But it is a quiz, so there's meant to be 1 or 2 tougher ones in there. Hopefully you got most of them anyway, which is the aim of the quiz. Okay, moving on to round 3 of the quiz after the pictures. Take away those. You got me back. Right, okay. This one's one of those that we've done before. The last letter of the answer starts the first letter of the next answer to the next question. So whatever you come up with your first answer, if it ends in Z, question 2 will start with a Z. Obviously it doesn't, otherwise I wouldn't have said it. So okay then, here we go. If we have any problems, just give me a shout. Right, question number 1. Which country has the national airline KLM? I'm not looking for Holland, which is a big clue. Otherwise that'll throw you off. So it's the other name. Some of the answers will only have 1 word, some will have 2, but obviously it's still the last letter. This one's back in the 70s. 'Cause I Love You was the first #1 single from which group? And Cos spelt C-O-Z, might be a clue. Cos I Love You was the first #1 single for which group? And it begins with the letter of the answer, the last letter of answer, question 1. So Cos I Love You was the first #1 single for which group? Was question 2. Question 3. 3 South American countries are crossed by the equator. Colombia, Brazil are 2. What's the third? So 3 South American countries are crossed by the equator. Colombia, Brazil are 2. What's the third? When I put these up on the screen at the end, I'll give you an extra minute or two just to run down them so that you can see what where you may or may not have gone wrong. Question 4. What are the main animals in Watership Down? Question 4. What are the main animals in Watership Down? Question 5. In which country were the 1992 Olympics held? So question 5. In which country were the 1992 Olympics held? This one might be a bit of toughie for some people. But question number 6. What is the correct name for laughing gas? It has 2 words. So question number 6. What is the correct name for laughing gas? Question 7. Which deceased singer appeared in films as Danny Fisher, Glenn Tyler, and Lucky Jackson? Which deceased singer appeared in films as Danny Fisher, Glenn Tyler, and Lucky Jackson? Question 8. Which European country existed from 1918 to 2003 and Belgrade was the capital? Belgrade is still the capital of a country, but not this one anymore. So question 8, which European country existed from 1918 to 2003 and Belgrade was the capital? Question 9 in this one is just a surname. Who was the captain of Herman Melville's Pequod? Who was the captain of Herman Melville's Pequod? Very famous book. Very famous captain. And finally, question 10. Which TV series had Michael Elphick and David Dacre as ex-firemen? Which TV series had Michael Elphick and David Dacre as ex-firemen? Okay, I'll put these up on the screen now quite quickly so that you've got a chance to go through them and have a look at your answers. So, which country has the national airline KLM? Cos I Love You was the first #1 single for which group? 3 South American countries crossed by the equator, Colombia, Brazil are 2. What's the third? What are the main animals in Watership Down? In which country the 1992 Olympics held? What is the correct name for laughing gas? Which deceased singer appeared in films as Danny Fisher, Glenn Tyler, and Lucky Jackson? Quite tough, but you might be able to work it out if you get 6 and 8. 8. Which European country existed from 1918 to 2003 and Belgrade was the capital? Question 9. Who was the captain of Herman Melville's Pequod? Again, a very famous book, and I just want the surname. And 10. Which TV series had Michael Elphick and David Dacre as ex-firemen? With number 7, you're looking for 2 words for the singer. I'll give you a clue, just in case it's a little bit tough. Okay, I'll leave you up those for a minute, just so that you can go through. This is a little bit different round, if you like, so it might take you a little while to work out some of the answers. The best one with it is to go down and answer all the questions you know, and then go back and make something up that fits in between. So, National Airline KLM, Cause I Love You, which group? Third country across the equator. Main animals in Watership Down. Country in 1992 Olympics held. Correct name for laughing gas is 2 words. Which deceased singer appeared in films as Danny Fisher, Glenn Tyler, and Lucky Jackson? 2 words. Which European country existed from 1918 to 2003? Belgrade was the capital. Who was the captain of Herman Melville's Pequod? And which TV series had Michael Elphick and David Dacre as ex-firemen? Okay. Running a little bit later tonight, but it's only 5 minutes or so, and that was totally my fault for giving you so many options to try and get me. I can run, but I cannot hide. Heard that somewhere before. Okay then, let's go through the answers. Which country has the national airline KLM? That's Netherlands. So the next one began with S. Cause I Love You was the first #1 single for which group? That was Slade. So question 3, 3 South American countries crossed by the equator: Colombia, Brazil. What's the third? Ecuador. 4, what are the main animals in Watership Down? Beginning with R, so they're rabbits. In 5, in which country were 1992 Olympics held? Well, they were Barcelona, so it's Spain. This one might have been a bit tricky. What is the correct name for laughing gas? It's nitrous oxide. Question 7, which deceased singer appeared in films as Danny Fisher, Glenn Tyler, and Lucky Jackson? That was Elvis Presley. 8, which European country existed from 1980 to 2003 and Belgrade was the capital? That's Yugoslavia. Who was the captain of Herman Melville's Pequod? Well, Moby Dick was the book. Ahab was the captain, so Ahab was the answer. And finally, which TV series had Michael Elphick and David Dacre as ex-firemen? That was Boone. There we go then. Netherlands, Slade, Ecuador, rabbits, Spain, nitrous oxide, Elvis Presley, Yugoslavia, Ahab, and Boone. Hopefully you've got some of those. If you haven't, I'll never do that round again. Let's have a look. 13 out of 15, 17. Oh, what got Slade wrong? Oh, guess what got Slade wrong? What I meant. So Scott, Mick, Linda, 10. Whoa. Mick's, Mike's there in the background excelling himself, is he? Or has he gone to sleep? Okay. Right. Here we go. Let's get rid of those off the screen. Right. Final round tonight. As I said, since it's the last quiz, it's all something to do loosely with last or something similar, final or whatever. But here we go. So, question number 1. What is the last event in the decathlon? What is the last event in the decathlon? Question number 2. Who was the last wife of Henry VIII? Who was the last wife of Henry VIII? Question number 3. What was the 7th and last book in the Harry Potter series of books? What was the 7th and last book in the Harry Potter series of books? Question number 4. Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider starred in which erotic film released in 1972? Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider starred in which erotic film released in 1972? 48 years ago, my God. Question number 5. Which American state was the last to join the Union or become a state in 1959? So which American state was the last to join and become a state in 1959? Question number 5. For which film is this the last line? I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye, Dr. Lecter. It's actually Dr. Lecter, Dr. Lecter, Dr. Lecter. But so question 6. For which film is this the last line? I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye, Dr. Lecter. Question 7. Frank Wathernam, Wathernam, Frank Wathernam was the last inmate to leave what infamous American prison? So Frank Wathernam was the last inmate to leave what infamous American prison? Question 8. Who in 1912 famously said, I'm just going outside and I may be some time, as he left to go to try and rescue his colleagues on Scott's disastrous South Pole expedition? So who in 1912 famously said, I'm just going outside and I may be some time, as he left to go to try to rescue his colleagues on Scott's disastrous South Pole expedition? Question number 9. What was the last battle of General Custer? What was the last battle of General Custer? I'll give you an extra couple of clues on the last one because I know one or two of you not so good on the music. But this is the last question tonight. Last question in this this little series of quizzes that I'm going to put to. Which put together supergroup, which included such likes as Roy Orbison and Eric Clapton, sang End of the Line? And for me, it's the end of the line for the series of quizzes. So which put together supergroup, which included the likes of Roy Orbison and Eric Clapton, sang End of the Line? So here we go then. Let's put the round 4 questions up for the last time. So question 1, what is the last event of the decathlon? Who was the last wife of Henry VIII? What was the seventh and last book in the Harry Potter series of books? Marlon Brando and Mary Schneider starred in which erotic film released in 1972? Which American state was the last to join the Union in 1959? For which film was the last line, I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner? By Dr. Lecter. Frank Wathenham was the last inmate to leave what infamous American prison? 8. Who in 1912 famously said, I'm just going outside and maybe some time, as he left to try to rescue his colleagues on Scott's disastrous South Pole expedition? 9. What was the last battle of General Custer? And finally, question 10. Which put together supergroup sang End of the Line? And as an extra clue I gave you, it included people like Roy Orbison and Eric Clapton. And a very, very good supergroup they were. And we do listen to them quite a lot. I could sing it, but you wouldn't recognise it if I sang it. But there we go. Okay. Right. Let's have the answers then. Final time. What is the last event in decathlon? That's 1500 metres. Who was the last wife of Henry VIII? That was Catherine Parr. What was the last book in the Harry Potter series? That was the Deathly Hallows. Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider starred in Last Tango in Paris. Question 5. The American state last to join was Hawaii. For which film is this the last line? Dr. Lecter, that's called Silence of the Lambs. Frank Wathenham was the last inmate to leave Alcatraz. 8. Who famously said, I'm just going outside and I may be sometime? That was Captain Lawrence Oates. What was the last battle of Henry Custer? That was Little Bighorn, Battle of Little Bighorn. And finally, the put together supergroup that sang End of the Line. As I said, End of the Line for me for this series of quizzes. It's the Travelling Wilburys. The End of the Line. And just for your final little bit, I've got no answers. That's typical. Got it wrong on the last one. There's no answers coming up. I've put one in there that doesn't have answers. I've just put the same quiz up. Oh, hang on. Maybe not. Hold on. Maybe. Oh, no, there we go. Just pressing the wrong buttons, as usual. 1500 metres, Catherine Parr, Deathly Hallows, Last Tango in Paris, Hawaii, Silence of the Lambs, Alcatraz, Captain Lawrence Oates, Little Bighorn, and the Travelling Wilburys. That's it. Anne is here to take your final scores. Well, over the last 17 weeks, it's been quite a pleasure to do these. And as I said before, the way the things are going, I'm sure I'll be back. If you want me or not, that is. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun. We've had a few hiccups along the line. It started off with hiccups and it had to end with one, didn't it? By giving you so many options to choose from. But there you go. That's the way that things happen. So anyway. So yeah, well, we're not far away from Tuesdays, every other Tuesday Startup Club. We'll see what happens with the quizzes, whether we can go and do them. That's very kind of you for all your kind words and stuff. We've enjoyed it. It's made our Tuesday nights as well. We wouldn't be doing anything different. So thanks a lot. Shane, one or two people weren't around tonight, but I'm sure we'll see. So 7th of October will be the next quiz up the club. Look forward to seeing everybody up there. So tonight we have Linda with 47, well done Lynn, Scott 45, Mick 40, Jill 32. Thank you very much taking part. It's been great. As I say, it's not something. It may be that somewhere around about winter time, maybe January, February, if things are not going so well, then maybe I'll start one up, or I'll do one every other Tuesday or something, depending on the quizzes. There could be a plan of trying to do the quizzes a bit more regularly up the club, but I don't know. answer to your question earlier, Scott, the cat's just appeared, but he just wants to go out. So anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. And it's good night from me and from Anne. Did you want to make a cameo appearance and wave to everybody? Anne? Did you want to make a cameo appearance and wave to everybody? Okay. Anne says she doesn't want to wave to you all. So that's it. Thanks a lot. End of stream. End of quiz. I'm off. Bye bye. See you all soon. Yeah, Linda, if you want to get rid of Mike tomorrow night, tell him I arranged the pub visit for him, because we changed it to a Wednesday for him. And if he's feeling guilty about not turning up, he should do. So anyway, see you all. See you, everybody. Good night and end of stream.